My boyfriend's ex is psychopathic. I, 25F, have been stalked, harassed, lied about by my boyfriend's ex for nearly 2 years now. I met this man while he was going through the breakup, and I was going through a breakup as well, so it was nice conversing with someone who was also in that place. As time passed, we grew closer, and eventually, we were falling for each other. I was more hesitant, at times overwhelmed and lost at that point in my life, but we began being intimate. One day, I became aware of the ex's social media posts. She was publicly shaming me and calling me the other woman. Very confused, I reached out to her asking if we could speak on the phone, because I'm well-versed in lying men, and if this woman is hurting and we've been being deceived, I'd like to know the truth and be there for her. Our phone call lasted nearly an hour. She informed me that they'd still been together this entire time, and he had been lying to me about being single. I immediately believed her and tried to help in any way that I could, answering any questions she had, discussing the timelines, etc. And the phone call ended with my heart full from two women supporting each other through injustice. I simply told the man that I knew everything, then blocked him. Time passed and they seemed to still be together. Obviously, that is completely her decision. I just hoped he would not hurt her or anyone ever again. But to my confusion, she was still reposting things about the other woman or other cryptic things that were clearly directed at me. I just ignored it, considering that pain can make us do things we wouldn't normally do, and I empathized with her. More time passed, and I found out that she had created an email under my name to impersonate me and warn another girl to stay away from her man, as well as caught her stalking me for months using a fake account. At this point, I asked her to please stop. She denied it, I showed her the proof, wished her peace and healing, and blocked her. I was not interested in juvenile drama. I'd only ever been kind to her. Life was peaceful, apart from one night where we all happened to be at the same event, and the ex followed me into the bathroom just to stare at me. But nothing was said. I carried on and left. This year, the man and I were put into a situation where we would have to work together. I wanted to remain professional and civil and overall enjoy the experience even if it involved him. So I did. The first few weeks, we exchanged a few cordial words and did our own thing. I had no idea if they were still together or not. They weren't. One night, we found ourselves alone in a room of the building. The conversation was casual at first, but eventually we were talking and laughing the way we used to. Hours passed and we got on the topic of what had happened over a year prior. In that moment, everything unraveled. It turns out the ex lied. About everything. He showed me proof that they had been broken up when him and I were talking. I found out that for some reason she had recorded the phone call that I thought had been so wholesome. He showed me the horrifically abusive things she had done and said to him. He showed me messages of her threatening to murder me when we were at that event. I was in disbelief that someone could be so hateful. I'd never been in a situation this crazy in my life. After finding all of this out, I needed some time to process. But I knew that this man and I had been horribly wronged, in an attempt to keep us out of each other's lives. We began growing and healing together, doing things we loved together, falling in love. This time so deeply, so truly, with open communication about anything and everything. She's nowhere near our radar, barely in our minds. We have now been together for 8 months. Within these last few months, she showed up to places he'd been. We brushed it off. But as of a few weeks ago, I found out that she is still spreading horrific lies about him and I online. We have discussed possibly filing a restraining order, and my friends all think that is the best option for our safety. But a naive part of me wishes there was something else I could do to get through to her and help her realize that she has taken a dark, awful route that isn't too late to turn around and stop. I don't think anyone can reason with her, unfortunately. Never try to destroy someone's life with a lie when yours can be destroyed with the truth.